so now that we know how to display information on the screen, we can now process to display player information on the screen using widgets. Okay, so I have my player position widget here. So the only thing I need is a text. I'm gonna set the anchor in the middle, give it a value, default value of none, promote it to variable on the top right, give it a name, player position. Alright, so compile and save. So getting our graph. So the thing we need is to create something that we call a cast. So casting is basically getting a variable from a blueprint. So I'm gonna show you an example here. So I need to cast to my third person character here. If I just press Ctrl and B, I have my third person character here. So this is the name of this blueprint class. So I just can say cast to third person character here. Okay, so to make it work, I need to get a reference to this node here. So to get a reference to my character, I just need to type get player character. That's it. So player index, I'm just gonna let it here to 0, because if I just come back to my character, by clicking on it, I just can get a pawn. Okay, if I just see here auto process player, this is player 0, so this is the first player that I'm going to play. If I just say disable and I play, you're gonna see that it's going to create, oh, I just didn't finish it, so it's going to create a new player here, because this one is not possessed by any player. If I just set it back to 0, now I can control this player. So to get a reference to this player possess 0, I just have to get player character, set this index to 0, by 0 by default. So event construct cast to my player, and in output I can just right click here and say promote to variable, and I just can call it player cast. Okay, so now I have a cast that I can just drag and drop to get access to my player. If I just drag and drop and say get, I'm gonna go back in my player, create a variable, name it player whatever variable example. Alright, I just can compile, save, go back in my widget and just drag a wire from here and say get player variable example here. So you can get access to this boolean value here. Okay, so what I need here is just to get the player position. So I'm gonna set this and get set text. All I need is just my player, so I don't even need this. Player cast gets actor world, get actor location. I can just plug it here, so you can see here you're gonna convert to vector, and I just can do that like so. Right, so I'm gonna compile, save, go back to my third person character and say begin play, create widgets, player pause. So here I can just set it empty because the player controller is set it here by default, but I just can, to make sure, add a get player controller and add to viewport as we saw before. Just say compile, save, and play. And I have my just hide it a little bit. Oh, there we go. So it's not updating because I didn't make it move. So I have my text in here. Let me see. Oh, just add this here. Now I can see my player moving. Alright, so that's how you get information from blueprints. You can cast to whatever blueprint you want. If you want to cast to a variable or anything like so, you can. To player. You can even cast to a widget, like so. It's on widget. If I just say this here, it's gonna set an error because I need a reference here. Okay, see you in the next one.